Hello everyone and welcome to the Arbor Farm. In today's episode I'm going to show you how you can dry hydrangeas and save them effectively throughout the winter and into the coming years. Let's get started. In getting ready to dry your hydrangea, you might be thinking, I wonder if the variety of hydrangea that I grow will work. And the answer is yes. Any type of hydrangea will work well for drying throughout the winter. And there are a variety of crafts that can be used for hydrangea. You can use them simply for making a dried bouquet, or you might like to make a wreath or any other craft. And drying your hydrangea will last a very long time if it's done right. So let's look at how to dry your hydrangea. Selecting the hydrangea at the appropriate stage is very important. You want to choose flowers that are fully open. If we look at this one, it has all of the flowers fully open. Whereas if I were to look at this one, I have some here on the tip that are not yet open. If I cut the ones that are not yet open and I attempt to dry them, it can fail and it will ultimately wilt. So choosing flowers that are fully open is important. The other aspect that you want to consider when determining what stage to dry your hydrangeas is the color that they are. The color that they are when you remove them from the plant is the color that they'll remain. So if you want hydrangeas that have a little pink color, wait for them in the fall to turn pink. And you can see like these here are finally starting to turn pink. We're getting the colder weather in the evening, and so that's making them turn pink. If you prefer a hydrangea that's fully white, go ahead and cut it when it's still white. Just make sure that the flowers are fully open when you're ready to cut those so that the branch will not wilt. Here's how to cut your hydrangea. Now that you've selected the flower heads that are fully open, they've reached the point in the season where they're the color that you like them, you can go ahead and select them. It doesn't matter how long you cut the branch, it will grow back the next season. So if you want a nice long branch, go ahead and cut a nice long stem. And the same is true if you want a short one, you can just chop it off. When making your cut, the key is to find a spot that's just above a leaf node, and that's where you should make your cut. So take your pruners and looking for a spot. Here's a leaf node. This is where the leaf comes out of the stem, and I can make my cut exactly above that. So when the new growth comes the next season, you won't have any left to die off there. So now that you have your beautiful blooms, you can go ahead and start preparing those. In preparing my blooms to dry, I'm just looking to dry the flower head, not the leaves. So I can go ahead and strip the leaves off of all of the branches. I can continue working on the other ones as well, removing the leaves so that I'm left with just the flowers on my branch. I have my beautiful flowers here, and the process for drying them that I like to use is just a vase with a couple inches of water, and that's all the water that they'll need. Just a little hydration as they begin to dry. The final step is to cut the stem on an angle so that they'll take up water well as they begin to dry. And so I just use my snippers and cut the stem on an angle so that it takes up water, and then I can go ahead and add each one to the vase. I'm using a tall vase so that it holds them well as they take up the water. Can prepare the others as I finish my process, cutting it on an angle, adding it to the vase. here's my beautiful vase of flowers, and it takes them about 2 to 3 weeks to dry. And I'm gonna put them inside away from direct light, so not in a sunny window or anything like that. And they'll take up the moisture and they'll dry beautifully to be saved in this vase, or I can use them for wreath making or any craft projects that I might like. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. If you found this content helpful, we'd like to ask you to click the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you can receive further notifications when we publish new content. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.